it's an incredible privilege when it happens, but it's like crazy scary. All right. As a minister, I've had this happen. As a father, as a husband, I've had this happen before, where I've engaged or encountered people and they've looked at me and they've said, "Wow, I'd love to be like you." That's pretty cool. I know that sounds prideful to jump right out of the gate, but like, follow me for a second, okay? Like, there are people in our life that we want to be like inspiration or aspirations. You know what I'm saying? We aspire to be like them. There have been people in my own life that I've looked to, like husbands that have just been incredibly loving and just created space for amazing marriages. Fathers who have just been incredible with their children. I mean, like, these different people in my experiences have been people that I've looked up to, people that I want to tailor, if you will, my life next to. Like, just being awed and amazed by their work, by their process, by their incredible ministry, their incredible family life. And I know that I'm looking a lot of times from the outside in, but some of the things that I've experienced or seen have just been beautiful. It's just been wonderful. Like, you just look at them and you think, wow, that person's incredible. I want to be just like them. I want to be just like them. Now, here's where things get a little dangerous, okay? I want to be just like them. Or I want to have attributes like theirs, or I want to be able to experience the same things they experience. You see what I'm saying? Like there are differences between aspiring to be like someone or aspiring to have their characteristics, their traits, the things that make them incredible at what they do. There's that, wanting to be like someone, and then wanting to be someone, wanting to be that someone. You see where I'm going? Galatians 6:1, Paul's talking about, he's talking about that he's not here to please man, he's here to please God. Essentially, that's what he's saying. I mean, there's more text to that. You can look it up and read it. But he's like, look, my dilemma is this. Not that I please man, not that I make myself elevated enough to make everybody around me happy. No, this is about God. This is about pleasing God. This is about honoring God. This is about doing the work that God has called me to, and only existing in a way that God looks to me and says, or looks at me and says, wow, like when I enter heaven, God's looking to me and saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's the kind of life that Paul wanted to live. That's the kind of life that we should want to live. That's the kind of life that we should want to experience. That's the kind of life that we should aspire to. Not that we should, not that we shouldn't want to be inspired by people. Not that we shouldn't want to be inspired by people or inspired by their ministry, inspired by their family, inspired by their interactions, inspired by their character, inspired by their features. Come on, let's be real. We can aspire to be healthy and in shape, like to have our own physical frame, if you will, in good condition, but when it jumps to, I want to work out or be healthy like that person, and we begin to look to, I want to look like that person, I want to be chiseled like that person, or swole, as they say, like that person, right? We want to experience similar things, but there comes a difference when jealousy begins to take over, where envy begins to take over, where desire begins to take over, where lust of wanting more or hoping for more or desiring more or believing that that person would be a better person to be. Because in that moment, in that shift, we become about pleasing people. We become about pleasing ourselves in a way different, opposed to what God has designed us for. God has designed us intricately. God has created us specifically. God has shaped us and formed us in a way that He wants us to be, in a way that He wants us to look, in a way that He wants us to exist. And if we go about our life and go about our business trying to look like someone else, changing our features, using social media phone apps to change the actual appearance so that when people look at our profile picture, they don't even know who we are. That's what I'm talking about. Like, doing everything physically, emotionally, spiritually to be someone else is only going to lead to pessimism, disaster after disaster, greater insecurity, greater loneliness, greater doubt. Be who God designed you to be. Be who God designed you to be, because that person is beautiful. That person is wonderful. That person is special.